We will open up this bracket a little bit for you so you can see how the thought process got there. And let's start with you, Alexa. Your Elite Eight, if you want to list them out, and then we'll go to the Final Four.
I'm going to just say I probably have already changed my mind since picking these.
And you can continue to reserve the right to change your mind.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to change my mind 5 times before the tournament starts. But right now I have South Carolina, Oregon State, surprise, Iowa, UCLA, USC, UConn, Texas, and Stanford. I have in the Final Four South Carolina advancing. I have Stanford advancing. I have UCLA advancing and UConn advancing. So we got 2 Pac-12 teams there for the last hurrah of the conference as we know it. The championship, I got South Carolina getting to that game, playing UCLA. I've been waiting for this matchup, honestly, since December when I saw both those teams live and at Mohegan Sun, and I have the Gamecocks winning it all.
You, like 38% of the rest of America, apparently, too, have the Gamecocks winning it all. Autumn, your Elite Eight here.
Well, of course, I've been talking about them all show long. South Carolina versus Notre Dame. I have Iowa taking on LSU. Once again, I need to see it. USC versus Ohio State, and Texas versus Tennessee, and advancing into my Final Four. South Carolina going on to Texas. Excited to see that potential 1 versus 1 matchup. And then I have a 3 seed in there, LSU taking on Ohio State. But when it's all said and done, got South Carolina, LSU, a rematch that we have seen time after time in the SEC. But of course, the #1 team in the country gets the edge, and I think it is by a long shot because this team is so deep and tough to handle.
We talk so much about South Carolina. There really hasn't been much love for LSU as a repeat favorite this year.
And they're doing it with, I mean, a new locked and loaded squad.
Yeah.
I mean, they bring back Flage and Angel Reese, the only 2 starters, but you bring back a Haley Vinleth who knows how to play in these moments. In March, an experienced point guard for you. You have Anissa Morrow, who is a 1-2 tandem with Angel Reese, and I think the offensive board game is going to be crucial when it comes down to the stretch when you're matching up with a lot of these teams in Iowa, possibly, UCLA, you name it. And then the fact that they bring in Michaela Williams as a freshman. We've been talking about freshmen all day, and we haven't even touched on her yet. She had a 40-plus game in this season as a freshman year. I'm not convinced that these are freshmen. I mean, the fact that they've been
take some IDs, right?
Yeah, check those birth certificates.
They are vets at this
It's like the Little League World Series.
No, but she's going to come in and make a major impact. I feel like she hasn't shied away from the moment.
I feel like that's where Kim Mulkey likes them, though. Like she likes to lay low a little bit and then show you why we can show you why we can beat you on the floor. Charlie, who do you got in the Elite Eight going in?
Well, other than Ole Miss, I think maybe Alexa copied my paper on this test. But I've got South Carolina and Ole Miss in the Elite Eight, and Albany 1. Then Texas playing Stanford, Iowa against UCLA on the other side, and then USC and UConn meeting in that Elite Eight. Then I've got UCLA, UConn, South Carolina, and Stanford in my Final Four. Look familiar? And then I've got UCLA advancing to the final against the Gamecocks. And did I pick UConn? You know what? I'll go with UConn.
Oh.
UConn.
Okay.
UConn getting back to the championship game. They don't lose championship games when they get there, but they're going to lose this one. South Carolina is the champion. Dawn Staley and crew will be cutting down the nets again.
Very good. My Elite Eight, I had South Carolina, Oregon State, Iowa, UCLA, Texas, but I threw in NC State.
Okay.
Nobody in here had NC State, so I'm going to show a little love to the Wolfpack and what they did. I think Wes Moore has got a team who nobody expected to be where they are. I think 5 players increased their scoring average from last year by at least 4 points. It's been impressive to watch them. And then in the Final Four, I got South Carolina, Texas, Iowa, Ohio State. Pretty chalky there. Championship, South Carolina and Iowa. And my winner is South Carolina. So did we all pick South Carolina to win?
Yeah.
I think we did.
so.
After all that.
And I took the field, and I still went with South Carolina. Yeah.
What are you talking about?
I'm a waffler.
We talked about all these potential upsets we could see, mayhem for your bracket, but in the end, South Carolina just is that good and have been that good all year long.